I'm just going to go out there and say that's unlikely. Coming up, we'll talk with Jordan, and right after the break from season 16 in the U.S., Donny Thompson will be out here. The Big Brother Canada Sideshow is back on Slice right after this. Back to the sideshow. Okay, so Gary, Peter, and I are about to be joined by a man who was suspected of hiding his identity while inside the Big Brother US house. But in the end, the only thing he was hiding was his chin. He was voted America's favorite house guest for season 16. Let's check out Donny Thompson in action.
Yeah. California, here I come. My name is Donny. I'm from Albemarle, North Carolina, and I'm a groundskeeper for a public school system. I'm 42 years old. I want to win every competition I'm in. I want to play as hard as I possibly can and as smart as I possibly can.
You won the Golden Power veto.
Thank you. I have decided to save you, Jocasta. You were too sick to compete, and all I want is for you to get better.
Congratulations, Donny. You're the winner of America's favorite house guest.
Were you a fan of the show?
Every season.
I knew you weren't a janitor, Donny.
I feel like I just won the best beard contest at the county fair.
Let's welcome America's favorite to Canada. Come on out, Donny Thompson. Bring it in. Oh, so great to have you here.
Hello there, Steve. Hello there, Jerry. It's nice to meet you.
Have a seat. Have a seat. Donny, it's like you belong here or something.
Well, I'm a little bit nervous.
Are you?
Last time I was on a stage like this, it wasn't good.
Well, we're so happy to have you here.
Thank you.
So you've been watching the show.
I have.
Do you love the show?
I love the show. I've crushed both seasons before I watched this season.
Oh, wow.
And I've watched every episode except I missed Monday, and I must have missed a lot.
Right? A lot happens. Okay, so let's hear your take on the house guests.
Okay. Well, like the first day they went in there, I was like, oh my Lord, I'm glad I ain't in that house. Because they had no food, they had nowhere to sleep. I was like, I like my sleep, I like my eating. They're all great characters. I fell in love with all of them individually. I kind of like underdogs, so when they started creating a bigger alliance, I was pulling for Neha and Sarah and Brittany. And then Kevin, he seems to be playing, or had been playing alone for a long time, and I know how that feels, playing alone, so I was pulling for him. Recently, I started liking Bruno and Godfrey. They're just great characters in the house. All of them's real great characters.
Oh, that's great. That's how I feel. I'm like, I love them all. I love them all.
It's hard to pick just one.
It is, it is. Now let's talk about some of the twists and turns of the season. We have thrown everything except the kitchen sink at these house guests. What do you think about some of the twists we've had?
It's hard to watch. It would definitely be hard to be in there because you can't. It's hard to get a strategy against something because you never know what's going to. You have to roll with the punches, and it's been pretty brutal for them.
I think that's in essence is Big Brother, right? Yeah. Fair has nothing to do with it. You always have to be ready for whatever is coming, and this year it was a lot. It was a lot. Now, one thing I want to ask you about is emotionally, what is it like inside the house? Because you're someone who does wear your heart on your sleeve. It's a tough place to be in sometimes.
There's only a few of us knows how it feels, right? It is long. The days are like 3 days long. The emotions are up and down. You know, you could wake up in the morning missing your family, and by the evening, you know, you're not thinking about them. It's all game. It's just It's very long, and it's rough on your emotions. I didn't think I would ever cry. I've never been that emotional of a person, and it created that. As far as all the hugging and stuff, I used to watch it and it's like, why are they always hugging? They don't even know these people. And you live with them for so long, you love them all. And they are sincere hugs.
So that's for real, the hug thing. It's true. Even
Yeah.
as if even me, knowing the show so well, I'm like, why are you hugging that person? But it's real. It just comes out, right?
Absolutely.
Now, one person who I thought I would never see cry is Cindy. Cindy was so hardcore, and she's from the pageant world, right? She's like, you never show your pain on your face. But we did see her cry once. We saw her cry when she conquered that incredible challenge and made it back into the house. Pretty amazing. So we all know she made a big splash when she did re-enter, and our pageant queen didn't waste any time putting her pageant powers to good use. Have a look.
So everyone, one by one, you're all gonna come up. You're gonna do the walk, and then when you do your last turn, and you're gonna do your wave at the very end. Big Brother gave me a secret mission to host my own pageant workshop. Quick, step down, turn. There you go. Beautiful. Oh, yes. Yay! Here we go.
First Calgarian born with 2 left.
Yes, good eye contact.
So cute. So cute. How would you have done? Would you be okay at the whole pageant action?
I felt a little awkward. I'd have probably done it just to pass the time. I'd probably try to make them laugh.
Now, are you amazed by how Cindy is able to just go in there and just be her?
You know what? She does come from the pageant world, as we said, so she has that natural confidence about herself. And she knows she failed, and then, as we said last week, you have to do the opposite of what you did the first time. So she ostracized herself the first time. Now she's including everyone. So Cindy's very smart.
She's learning.
She's definitely using her social game, and that's something that you have to do when you enter the house. I mean, she definitely took some pointers from someone. I don't know.
Fury. All right, when we come back, our special guest, Donny Thompson, will have some questions for our house guest. We'll also talk to Jordan. The Big Brother Canada Sideshow is back on Slice right after this. Welcome back to the Big Brother Canada Sideshow. From the U.S. show, everyone give a big Canadian welcome to Donny Thompson. Well, last night, the house guests decided to evict Jordan. Let's take a look at his time inside the house. Jordan!
Stop being such babies. This is Big Brother. Who cares about eating slop?
I know he's a very intelligent guy. He's the type of guy that I know I want to align with.
That's Newport. The best part about Zach and I is that nobody would suspect that we're working together.
It's just a butt.
I probably should have done a little bit of manscaping before I got into this red thong. Hey, Sydney. I'm Jordan with a J. Nice to meet you. That's a huge check mark off my bucket list, and I'm gonna die a happy man.
I love this kid. He looks at the game just like me.
How you doing in the fort? We're good.
My strategy going into this competition is to throw it. I need to appear weak to my fellow house guests. Calm down.
Jordan, you've been eliminated.
Oh, damn it. I meant, This was my competition to win, and I screwed it up.
Zach, you are the new head of household.
Apparently I'm the brain, the brawn, and he's just the dead weight that I'm carrying around.
I volunteered myself as a pawn.
I've chosen to nominate Jordan.
This could be one of the stupidest moves in the history of Big Brother Canada.
Let's hear it for Jordan.
Oh my gosh, Donny! Donny! Oh my goodness! Donny Thompson, baby! Oh my gosh! Donny! Oh my gosh, Peter and Gary! Oh!
I'm a team.
In the flesh, Donny! I love you, Donny! It's an honor! Oh my gosh! Wow.
Oh my
It's
God!
Donny.
I can tell you're a super fan.
Yes.
I can tell.
Oh
I can
my
tell.
gosh. See, I wish I would have had Skittles for them to determine how they nominate me, but you know, I skipped that whole process.
All right, we will get to Donny's perspective in just a second, but I want to talk to you. You've had a few minutes to digest everything right now.
Yes.
And I asked you this when you came out of the house, and you said, "Oh, the reason I made all those mistakes was I'm an idiot." But for real though.
For real, Larissa?
How did you volunteer to go on the block, and how did you throw the POV? How and why?
How? Well, sometimes in this game, again, people get very arrogant, and they think that they're the greatest thing that ever happened, that they're so good that they can volunteer themselves to go on the block, hide their alliance, then throw the power of veto competition to appear weak, and then you think that your partner in crime, Zach, is going to use the veto on you, and then he doesn't. You're on the block. You still feel somewhat safe, still a little iffy, and sure enough, I went home. So, moral of the story, I'm still an idiot.
Oh. Fair enough. Peter's nodding his head.
Yes.
Shocking.
Yes.
You are an idiot.
Yes. Yes.
You're the first player in Big Brother Canada history to self-evict.
Yes.
You're the poster child for Superfan, but do you know what people do when they get bored of a poster? They take it down.
Oh, lad.
Come on, Peter. You can be worse than that.
Oh,
Come
I'm
on,
just
keep
getting
going.
started,
Okay,
kid.
thank you. Keep
Shut your
going.
mouth.
Okay.
Whoa.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, you were a petulant, whiny child in there. You had no respect for the game. You had no respect for Big Brother. You come off as a kid in a Big Brother fantasy camp, which was preposterous. Okay? You thought you were controlling the game for a few weeks, which is accurate. But then you got all in full of yourself, and you're like, oh, I'm going to leap into Zach's arms. And that's a no-no. You know that as a Superfan, that's a no-no.
Yep.
And then you put yourself on the block. That's a two no-no. That is embarrassing. You should feel absolutely ashamed of the way that you exited this game because it was ridiculous. The way that you threw that power veto competition is absolutely absurd.
Okay, Peter.
Hold on. I really...
Let him keep going, Gary. I want to hear it.
I really hope that you had a good nap on top of that anthill, because you're going to be thinking about that while you're sleeping in jury house for the next 5 weeks, and there's going to be a lot of sleepless nights in there, pal.
Okay.
Peter, thank you.
If anyone can take it, clearly Jordan can.
Bring it, Peter. I love it.
Gary,
I love it.
Gary.
Keep going.
It's
Gary.
his turn.
At least you got a nice butt.
Really? Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
So what was Jordan's fatal flaw?
I think that you trusted Zach a little bit too much. I mean, with an alliance like Newport, you kind of would have guessed that, that's going to burn out eventually. I mean, so I don't know. I think you trusted him a little bit too much, but I mean, it is what it is. You're here now. Just be happy.
And you know what, Gary? I am 100%. I appreciate the comments. Peter, thank you. It's an honor to get roasted by you on the sideshow, one of my dreams. So I appreciate that very much. And, I've been thinking about this a lot. And for me, it's incredibly disappointing. I'm a super fan. I wanted to win this game, just like everybody wants to win. But at the same time, the experience in there is something like no other. It's a very unique experience. Nobody else really gets to, except a few select number of people like Donny, Peter, and like Gary. And I consider myself, I feel like I won by getting on the show. So, you know what? It's all good.
I'm going to clap for that, Donny.
And I like Donny. I'm beside Donny Thompson, baby.
Donny, what do you think of Jordan's game?
I think you played a great game. I really do. You're very.
Donny, you're so nice,
You're
Donny.
very smart. I think that you did over celebrate, and you thought about that, and to make up for it, you volunteered to be on the block.
And I did over too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But there ain't nothing wrong with it. You was true to who you should be true to, and if you got, it's all up to them.
Oh.
It's a good. Hey, I was on the block a lot.
Thanks, Donny. Thanks, Donny.
A whole lot.
Let's hear it for Jordan, everyone. We've got lots more to talk about, including the jury. We'll also get to some of your tweets. All that and more when the Big Brother Sideshow returns. Welcome back to the Big Brother Canada Sideshow. Gary and Peter are here every week, and tonight we're also joined by America's favorite player from season 16, Donny Thompson. Okay, now we couldn't show this to Jordan But let's see how his fellow house guests wanted to say goodbye.
Jordan, my man, you're a really good kid. The first half of this game, you played great. But the last half, you've had your head so far up Zach's ass, it's finally nice to see your face again.
Surprise, surprise, Jordan. I bet you didn't see this coming. You got cocky over the past few days, and this is what happens when you celebrate too early. See you later, man.
Jordan, I love you, kid. I'm gonna miss you every single day. It's gonna be lonely being in the fortress all by myself.
JP, at least you're leaving the Big Brother house no longer a virgin, because Zach and your close relationship with him in this game absolutely screwed you, bud.
Jordan, this was never the plan. I do not know how this happened, and I will never be able to forgive myself.
JP, I'm really sorry that I had to do this to you. I'm the reason that you're going home. I campaigned against you. But your association with Zach is what's ruining your game right now. I do care about you, and I really am excited to see you in the outside world, but I'm sorry, and I hope you understand.
Emotional. You talked about emotions. I get it, man. I get it. Well, Donny, you're at Donny Thompson BB on Twitter. Do you mind answering a few tweets right now?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. At XX Annie Lynn asks, Donny, how do you keep the fame from going to your head now that you have so many fans? And you do.
Well, I just got a normal routine about like I had before. I'm not a groundskeeper anymore. I'm a custodian at a school. So,
cheers for that, Mr. Custodian. Well done.
Just having a normal routine, getting up, going to work. The little kids help me a whole lot because when you come out of Big Brother, your mind's a little messed up, is the way I explain it. So the little kids have helped me a lot. And then I can play with them and they can go home.
But people ask you for pictures all the time, I can only assume, everywhere you go.
I love that.
Aw.
Fame and fortune, you get the little bit of fame without the fortune.
Right. Okay, at PJ Monchamp asks, in hindsight, what kind of game does an older player need to play to really compete in Big Brother? Because a lot of people think it is a young person's game.
As an older person, I know that older people is going to be targeted week one anyway, usually, unless you're over 70. So, you know, it would be very hard. I would just say, you know, come up with something like splitters and you'll hang around a little while.
Well, okay. All right, a couple of weeks ago here on the Sideshow, we talked live to the house guests, and they went completely nuts. Okay, so I'm assuming that's about to happen again right now because Donny has a few questions for them. It's going to be awesome. Hi, everyone. Hi. Say hello to Peter and Gary. And there is someone else I want you to meet. He knows exactly what you're all going through right now.
Oh my God.
From season 16 in the U.S., everyone welcome Donny Thompson.
Hello there, guys. How y'all doing?
All right, Donny has some questions for you. Okay, Donny, have at her.
Okie dokie. All right, this one is to Cindy, and this one's from Allie_C Cindy, what was it like to see everyone again?
It was amazing. Everyone was very welcoming. It's like I've never left. I'm so grateful to be back. And every single one of you guys gave me an amazing birthday. I really appreciate it. And Big Brother, thank you so much for the bubble tea and the sash and crown.
All right, this one is to Willow. This one's from @CarLoserJulian. Big Brother froze you in cold water 2 weeks ago and shocked you last week. How are you guys still alive?
I don't know how, to be honest. David was definitely one of the hardest comps, actually the hardest thing I've ever went through. And then I was like, can't get any worse than this. And then I had to put on a dog collar that shocked you. And I smashed my head. I don't even know what's going to happen next. I'm just expecting the worst. But I'm having the funnest time ever, Donny. It's the best. It's horrible, it's scary, but it's wonderful and exciting at the same, and I just feel so amazing.
Awesome. Okay, one more.
One more, and this is to my man Godfrey. And this is from @big_dreamer. If you could make one tweet from the house, what would you tweet?
If I could make one tweet, It's gotta be the chicken feet, Donny, man. I tweet that. Them chicken feet are bomb, man. A bomb. That's my only tweet. That's my only tweet.
I love it. All right, guys, that's it for now. Say goodbye to Donny and Gary and Peter.
Love you.
Bye, guys. They are just so happy to see anyone on the outside.
Absolutely.
Is that right? Just that's the thing.
Not playing. They're like, oh my God, a person.
Someone different that ain't after you.
All right, our friends at The Brick have set up a replica HOH suite at one of their flagship stores here in Toronto. When they found that out, our boys Peter and Gary just couldn't wait to check it out.
Hey, Canada, we're here at the HOH room at The Brick.
You know, I'm excited because when we played, I never got to be HOH.
And I'm excited for this red carpet, honey. Let's go.
All right.
Okay, Peter, here we go.
All right.
Ah! Oh, my God.
Finally.
Peter.
I've waited 3 seasons for this.
Okay, Peter, calm down. But just check out your goodies, okay? Oh, look.
So many delicacies.
Uh-huh. Look, you got a monkey. What are you going to name it?
Alec.
Okay. Oh, my God, the letter is the most important part.
Well, that's debatable.
It's for me.
You?
Dear Peter, although your heart is cold as ice, I love you like a big bag of rice. I love the show that you and me do almost as much as a big bowl of hot stew.
Were you drunk when you wrote that?
No, Peter, I was hungry. Okay, so what's up with this HOH? I mean, there's all these floaters hanging around. I mean...
Well, hold on here. This is my HOH. I've been waiting a long time for this. If I put up Zach and Jordan, I could probably get one of them out. Sarah's really dangerous. Then, of course, there's Bruno. He may be the smartest overall person in the house. Gary, I think I know what I'm gonna do.
Great idea, Pete.
Not even listening to me, are you?
Yeah, it sounds good. So, Peter, you finally won HOH.
Real funny coming from a grown man with a stuffed bear.
Blue, don't listen to him. You wouldn't dare put me up, would you?
Better win that veto.
Coming up, we'll talk about the jury and we'll take a look at the power rankings inside the house. The Big Brother Canada side is back right after this. Welcome back. From the U.S. show, everyone give a big Canadian welcome to Donny Thompson. Now, they say that you should always get at least 8 hours of sleep a night. For Godfrey, we all know that hasn't been an issue. Check it out.
Oh, God.
Godfrey.
Oh, boy.
Please wake up. No time is over.
Leo, sleeping giant. Right back in bed.
Godfrey. Please wake up. Nap time is over.
Yo, I'm awake.
Yep, the beast is definitely awoken.
Holy.
Right, God?
I'm not sleeping, I'm praying.
I have never met anybody who sleeps as much as Godfrey does. I don't know if it's part of his game. I don't know if it's strategy. I don't know if it's just the way he is, but it's ridiculous.
Oh, God. I want to believe that was part of his strategy, okay? But I was a little bit creeped out by when he was sleeping with the one eye open. That was pretty wild. Okay, now it's time to talk about the power rankings inside the house. We've got our Big Brother Canada Tower of Power here. Peter, let's do this.
All righty. Coming in at last place this week is the guy who thought he was going to walk through the entire game and then walked out the front door tonight. That's little JP.
Oh.
Right above him is his best buddy, Zach.
No.
He went from top to bottom. Isn't that what you
Stop!
like? Or...
No.
Too easy, too easy. Moving right along.
Next up, we have Ashley, who is, of course, Zach's main squeeze. So if he's in trouble, it's likely that she's also in trouble. I still don't know if she's really playing Big Brother. Speaking of people who are not playing Big Brother, we have Pilar. I still don't think she's done anything constructive yet.
Can you imagine, though, if Peely was like joking with us this whole time and she turns out to be this crazy Big Brother mastermind?
No.
If that's true, I'm going to propose to her on finale. Next up is Willow. I still have absolutely no idea what she's doing aside from driving herself insane.
She's experimenting.
Yeah, a lot of experimentation going on. Kevin, who is still positionally pretty good, he did get some relevant information this week, and his luck continues. I feel like I said every week, but Kevin's luck continues, and he's made himself disappear a little bit, which is very hard to do in that.
That? Everyone was like, he better disappear, and he did.
I don't know. He's a real charming guy, and somehow he's used that charm to become invisible. Speaking of invisible for a long time, Godfrey, who layeth the smack it down on Zach this week and has emerged. Finally, as he said, the sleeping giant has awoke, and I'm anxious to see what he does going forward.
Peter, you have to slide Willow down a bit.
Well,
you're going to have no room for number one.
We're okay. We're okay. Next up, we've got Bobby, who his ineptitude is really starting to show more and more. Bobby has to be explaining things multiple times to get it that a simple person would get in 10 seconds. We've got Bruno, who's still really switched on, and I like the new alliance that he's formed, the 5 of them. That's pretty good. My numbers are not matching up, but next up, the new Powerhouse alliance. I don't think Brittany is particularly functional, but she does provide support. She's not good at the game. But she is a good alliance mate, which I think is very valuable.
So number one.
Number one, of course, is from out of the world to into the house is Cindy, and then number 2, Sarah. These 3 are the most dangerous combination in the house right now. I think Cindy has really shown what she's made of, and I'm very, very proud of her this week. Sarah's still dangerous, although I still feel that she has to get her emotions in check. But along with Brittany, I think they are very valuable together.
Okay, thank you very much. Coming up after our final break of the night, we'll take a look at what we can expect this coming week. The Big Brother Canada Sideshow is back right after this. Welcome back to the Big Brother Canada Sideshow. Donny Thompson joins us this week. And guys, let's talk about what we can expect in the house for the next few days. First of all, I kind of dropped a little bit of a bombshell in the show. Jury starts now. Now, I'm not going to tell you anything else. What do you think is going on?
For me, mine was blown because we've had 3 different jury scenarios in 3 different seasons. First it was 7, then it was 6 plus Canada, and now it's 10. So if I'm in the house, I'm going to start counting numbers, and you have to change your style of play because the jury is so much larger now. You have to convince a larger number of people to vote for you in the end. And I don't know what the tiebreaker situation is, but it's very new. It's very complicated.
What do you think?
I don't know. I mean, what would happen if it were to be like a 5-5? Like, who is the tiebreaker? Like, that's such a big, like, question mark. But it's really interesting that there's a lot of jury members. But it's like, what if there was a 5-5? Like, who's the vote?
I can't say anything. I'm going to stay
something.
mum on all of this.
Tell me.
Okay, let's talk about the fallout from the eviction. How is that going to change what we see in the house now? There's not unanimous voting happening. You know, the house is really split. What are we going to see this week, do you think?
Well, since it is kind of split, I think you may have people that wants to play both sides now. They could be pivot players. And, you know.
Who are the pivot players, in your opinion?
Well, I would think someone as smart as Kevin could possibly be a pivot player. You know, he could shoot the bull with both sides and find out who he really wants to go with and then keep swapping off every other week or so.
So true. Let's talk about HOH. Who needs to win? I think everyone needs to win. I was going to say, who doesn't need to win? Everybody needs to win at this point, I think. Okay, what are you hoping for?
Well, I would like to see one of your power people win. Like one of the people in the top 3, like Brittany, you know, would be really nice to see her win, or Sarah or Sydney. I mean, they're already at the top of your power ranking. The Chop Shop's dwindling, so if more people from the Chop Shop could get eliminated, they're the 3 people that could do that. So.
Okay, what are you hoping to see?
Well, what I'm hoping to see that actually, but what I think will likely happen, or what needs to happen, is someone from Zach's side of the house, Zach's immediate alliance, to win, because he was very vulnerable and he couldn't play. So one of his allies needs to win for him, so he's not in trouble.
Okay, I cannot wait to see what happens. I know it's gonna be good. All right, that does it for this Big Brother Canada sideshow. Remember, we'll be here every Thursday night, only on Slice. You can always hit up bigbrothercanada.ca for the live feeds and for more info. Let's hear it one more time for our special guest, Donny Thompson. Thank you so much for being here. Be sure to check out Big Brother Canada on Sunday night at 7 Eastern and Pacific on Global. That's when we'll find out what the new HOH has planned for the week. Good night, Canada.